Hello and welcome back to X-Plane 11. It's certainly been a while, but today I am going to be taking a look at the JustFlight Traffic Global for X-Plane 11. This is a product that is probably a must-have for X-Plane 11 users, and I'm going to explain over the course of this video why I think it's a product that's going to be a must-have for X-Plane users. But as you can see, right now I am sitting at Echo Golf Lima Lima, somewhere on in the grass, and we've got aircraft everywhere. We literally have aircraft everywhere. I mean, I could look around and there will be aircraft all around. I'm going to explain how this is possible, what it's doing, and just how Traffic Global works for X-Plane, and how it does allow you to still fly without you having too much or indeed any trouble. In fact, I can just see an aircraft coming into land as well. Just looking at that, I can see, I don't know if you lot can see that on your screens. You should be able to. I hope YouTube compression is not going to ruin this, but there is an aircraft coming into land seemingly on the other runway. So we're sitting around 27 left. That aircraft looks like it's landing 27 right. But anyway, so as I said, over the course of this video, I'm going to try and give you guys a full review of this product, explain what it does, show you all the different features, show you exactly what we can get with this product, some advantages and disadvantages. Hopefully there aren't that many advantages and disadvantages. That lag there was me actually taking a screenshot. That wasn't anything else, so don't worry about that. There is a jumbo jet coming to take off. I'm not going to get this video done because I'm just going to be watching aircraft fly. Let me quickly roll the intro before I get too distracted. Go. Okay, so welcome to London Heathrow with Traffic Global installed. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is explain what Traffic Global actually is, and I'm going to use their website, the JustFlight website, to explain this and give you a look at the price and those kind of things. So first of all, actually, it does cost £34.99. This is a 1.2 gigabyte download, so it's not exactly cheap, but let's go through what Traffic Global actually is and what it offers you for that £34.99. So, Traffic Global for X-Plane provides high-quality animated AI aircraft models in authentic airline liveries and with full 3D sound and lighting and effects. Installation is simple and the software is ready to run out of the box. Traffic Global comes with 65 airline types and over 860 liveries covering most of the world's airlines. Over 600,000 flights are included by default, and these cover more than 3,000 global airports with complex multi-point, multi-day flight schedules. New or altered aircraft liveries can be easily added and do not require any additional configuration. So what does that all mean? What's it actually doing? Well, essentially, it means that it is bringing the world of X-Plane to life. Because before, we can fly around, and I've done it many a time, we fly around with our jetliners, and there's nothing. There is nothing out there. Now there are a few of the AI mods or AI add-ons that add different types of AI, but I think this is probably the best one I have ever seen, and I'm going to explain very soon why. But I want to start with this. The fact that there are 600,000 flights included as standard, covering 3,000 airports. That's pretty much every airport that you are going to probably fly in and out of, every major airport. And if it's not at that airport, it's probably going to be at an airport very, very close to it. So you've got aircraft that are going to be everywhere. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a look around. There's a jumbo jet taking off. Yeah, there's a jumbo jet. I want to see that. Oh, I'm going to miss these aircraft being retired everywhere. Now, as you can see, there are a few little disadvantages, a few little glitches, but for the most part, that was a decent takeoff by a jumbo jet. Nothing too major. That's happily on its way. There it goes. And I'm sure whilst it's doing that, there's another aircraft probably coming into land. In fact, there are, look. Aircraft are actually queuing up to land. That's one thing I really like. It's about 10:30 in the morning. Not the busiest time for Heathrow Airport, I do not believe. But there are actually aircraft queuing up to land. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to press the insert key. Now, the insert key brings up labels. So, I'm just going to bring up the labels before I explain anything further. Just to show you how many aircraft are around currently. And that's not... Where did you come from? And that's not just the aircraft sitting. There's all these aircraft sitting that are not ready to fly yet. This is just the active aircraft. All these aircraft are getting ready to fly. Because there's Delta 1. There's an A319 coming in, an A320 behind it. In fact, that looks like the next one coming in. That's one, then that's one. Then we've got another A320 coming in. And I think that A319 might be following that one in. Yes, I think that's what's going on. So we've got all these aircraft, every single one of these, either in the air or ready to fly. Now, ignore active sky, just refreshing the weather. So we've got an EasyJet up there, Aer Lingus, a Flybe, British Airways, Delta Airlines, United. There's a United one. Not sure where that's going. That's going away from us at 11,700 feet. That might have taken off and it's out and about. That 747 that we had, there it is. 3,800 feet, doing 250 knots. And we've got a Flybe going out that way. In fact, that one is descending. Yep, that's descending. I'm not sure where it's going, but I'm sure we'll find out very soon. Let's have a quick look around the airport then to see all these aircraft that we have. I'm going to actually get rid of the aircraft on the ground. In fact, I'm going to get rid of all the aircraft. There's a lot. So, we have an American airline aircraft right there. That's a 777, I believe. We've got de Havilland Dash 8, Q400. We've got Japan Airlines. So that's 777 too. Yep. We've got... That's not 777, is it? Yeah, that's a 777. Is that a 787? Hold on. That's a 787. That's 787. This here is a 777, it seems. Is it? Let's find out. We could just find out by doing this. What does that say? Oh no, it's an well done me. That's an Airbus A330 200. Did look small for 777. There's a Dash 8. Q400s, I think they call them. That's a 777. Aeroflot, 320. What else do we have? Let's have a look. What's a U? That's a 777. That's more like it. Then we've got, let's get rid of those. All sorts of aircraft. We've got 787s there, 78 there. What's that? An A319. Might be an A319 right there. An A318 actually. Looks a bit small. A319. Okay. More of those. We've seen the jumbo jets. That's a 747-400. A380. Virgin Atlantic. What is that? Airbus. What is that? Is that an A330 again? Yep, A330. Very long A330. There's an A340. That's something I haven't seen in a long time. And you can actually see that this one has the new livery. That one's actually got the old livery. A340-600. Lufthansa aircraft. So we've got all these aircraft. South African over there. And all these aircraft are actually correct for the airport. So for example, we've got lots and lots of British Airways aircraft here. because that's what we generally have. If we go further up the airport, I'm pretty sure there'll be nothing but British Airways aircraft. So over here we've got mostly British Airways, but we've got a lot of other aircraft. I'm actually going to go further up the airport. Let's see what else we find. Air France, American, Brussels Airlines, another Air France, Portugal, Lufthansa, what is that? Another aircraft taking off. Flybe, British Airways, what's a U? Eurowings, LOT. This is one of the One World ones. Is that Finnair? I think that's Finnair. And we've got lots of different ones, as you can see, lots of different types. So we've got Airbuses, we've had Boeings, we've seen Q400s, we've seen A340s, A330s, 747s, A380s. What's this over here? Cathay Pacific? Yep, that's Cathay Pacific. There you go. Look at that. Lovely. More Virgin Atlantics. And a whole bunch of British Airways again. Ethiopian Airlines, Eva Air. There's a Delta pocked over there. Another A340. There's a United with the old livery. That's the old United livery, right? I think so. Etihad. In fact, that Etihad one, we saw one of those taking off earlier. An A380 we saw taking off. That's a 787 Dreamliner. And then over here, the British Airways terminal, as you can see, as I said, there would be only British Airways aircraft. There it is. You see we've got jumbo jets, quite a few jumbo jets actually. A lot of small Airbuses, a few Dreamliners, I see a couple of 777s. An A380, two A380s parked there. Lovely. Another A380 there. So this is the whole British Airways section of the airport, as you can clearly see. So why is this important? Why am I showing you this? Because at different airports, you will see different aircraft. So you're not going to see this, the way this is, at any other airport. So you're not going to see all these British Airways aircraft parked in a line, for example, at JFK, or at Birmingham, indeed, or at Hong Kong. We're not going to see a whole bunch of British Airways aircraft. Actually, they have a terminal, don't they, a British Airways terminal in Hong Kong. Never mind. How did I miss that? How's it? I completely missed that, I did. So, the first thing that we've noticed here, lots of aircraft. Aircraft are correct in where they're supposed to be. It's important. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the settings. So this is our settings panel, and here we can see what we've got. 861 models, 34,540 routes, currently active aircraft, 460 active. So that, I believe, are all of those. There are 460 active aircraft. 29,000 airports, 14,300 are usable. We have dynamic density, I'll explain that in a moment. Okay, you know what, I want to try and catch this. I know, this is moving away from a review and more to just plane spotting. There we go. Okay, getting back to the review. So, I'll go through all of these one at a time and explain what they do. Traffic density does exactly what it says on the tin. Changes the amount of traffic. Now, we don't have to restart a sim or a flight or anything for that. All we need to do is bring it up and down. So as you can see, aircraft are now disappearing. And now it's like Thanos clicked. Actually, that's Thanos' click. There. And now we're going to click and bring everyone back. There we have it. Not a problem. As you can see, the aircraft just continue on their merry way. So that aircraft was there before. Brought it back in. It's back. Aircraft coming to land. Next thing we have. General aviation. Let's not worry about that. Synthetic general aviation. Just puts a few aircraft around, flying around, so that, general aviation aircraft flying no particular route or anything like that, just to give you the effect of having smaller aircraft. We have sound. Let's say we don't want to listen to all of this noise. I'll bring that volume right the way up. Let's say we don't want to listen to any of that. I can press sound, and suddenly it becomes very, very quiet. Or we can bring the sound back, and suddenly all the sound is back and it's very, very loud. Internal volume. When you're in an aircraft, changes what you hear outside. Effects. Well, if you look closely, I'm going to zoom in on this aircraft here. I'm going to press effects, and you're going to see things like jet exhaust, and you see things like smoke when an aircraft lands. There you go. So if you want that, by all means you can have it. If not, do that, and it's gone. Where's that aircraft? Does that aircraft just land? Yeah, that aircraft's already down. Where's the next one? We'll find out where the next one is. Where did you come from? I'm missing all of these aircraft. I'm actually missing all of these aircraft at this airport, unfortunately. That actually looks really nice. I have to admit, that looks really, really nice. Okay. Other things we have. Label size. So let's bring the labels back. If you want to see the labels, you can make them as big as you want, or as tiny as you want. It's all up to you. Generally, I don't have the labels, but if I had them, for the sake of this video, I have made them larger so that you lot can see the actual labels and see what aircraft are flying around. The labels themselves give you plenty of information. It's very flight simulator style. Aer Lingus, as you can see. Registration, type A320, altitude 2700, 2600, speed, heading, and distance from you. Here comes another A320. As you can see, the landing lights also work. They have working beacons, they have working strobes, working navigation lights, working gears, landing gear coming in there, which is perfect. So all of that works for these aircraft. In addition to that, we can have this running on a separate PC if you wanted to do so. So you could have this running on a laptop and streaming it in through the network, and that it enables you to do that. Using TCAS, we'll come back to TCAS in a moment, after I've talked about other things, because TCAS is a little bit fiddly in Traffic Global, unfortunately. It's another aircraft. You know what, I'm going to move over to... What I'm going to do... I'm going to do... that. There we go, we can just watch aircraft taking off and landing whilst I'm talking about this. Perfect. Or somewhat perfect. Collide with user. Well, sometimes you might get into a collision with an aircraft on the ground particularly. If you don't want to do that, you just make sure you disable collide with user. That way, if they do hit you then, or you hit them, before some sort of programming goes wrong, you're not going to damage your aircraft. It doesn't ruin everything for you. Never steal parking. Not quite worked out what this one does. It's something to do with airline reserve parking and things like that. I'm assuming if never steal parking was disabled, we'd have some aircraft parked at the British Airways stands when they're not supposed to be. So I'm happy to not have that. And allow substitutes. Let's say there's an aircraft that's supposed to be there that we've got very wrong. Let's say we've got an aircraft very wrong, or the aircraft doesn't exist in the sim. It will try and substitute that aircraft for one that does exist. Sometimes that might give you blank textures, so I've made sure that allow substitutes is switched off. So now we've gone through some of that. Now we're going to watch another takeoff. It is amusing. It is amusing to watch this. Or I say amusing, it's good. It's really nice to see something, especially this smooth. It's just so smooth. And in fact, it does say on the website as well, high performance. Even with hundreds of AI aircraft on screen and more being simulated nearby, simulator performance is barely affected. Traffic Global is highly multi-threaded. Now, I have tried this. I noticed that with this kind of weather, with over 400 aircraft being simulated, I was experiencing drops of about 4 or 5 frames per second over here at London Heathrow. If the weather was better, I would have more frames and the drop wouldn't be as significant. And of course, because it's London Heathrow, of course you're going to have a lot of frame drops. No airport or no sim has managed to replicate or managed to get London airports running very well, unfortunately, because it's just a huge city, a massive airport, very, very busy. Nevertheless, the frame rate, I mean, if you have a look at this, aircraft are moving around quite nicely. I could fly in this. I could certainly fly into and out of London Airport or London Heathrow Airport with this. There isn't a problem. I mean, look at the amount of aircraft. We've got a KLM backing up. We've got a jumbo jet taking off. We've got a 777 going on the taxiway, followed by an A319. Then there's another one in the alleyway. We've got another aircraft landing. This is what X-Plane has been missing. It's been missing this life out of it. Oh, and apparently now it's foggy. Well, that's a bit annoying. Let's take a photo. I'm taking loads of these. So the fog has now rolled in as the weather has changed. Let's move closer and let's talk a little bit more about what we can see. So, seamless startup. One of the things that's great is it loads in the airport, a couple of seconds, and it's all in. We don't have to worry about anything at all. Does that mean I could go to the car park and watch from the car park? Oh wow, I can as well. They're a little bit low over the car park, I will admit that. They are just a little low. It's raining. So you can see that they are a little low. That's a good time to talk about one potential disadvantage. The aircraft do tend to go to the start of a runway as opposed to anywhere else, which is okay sometimes, but not other times. What's happened there? That's interesting. That's a bug outside of this outside of JustFlight's Traffic Global. I think that's got something to do with Orbex that I need to try and figure out. So what else do we have? Let's have a look at this. We have a radar. If I make the radar larger. Let's have a look. Do we have any aircraft coming in? Let's not show parked aircraft. There we go. Let's find out what aircraft we have. Hey look, we've got an aircraft coming in to land. Here we go. Aircraft coming in to land. I'll get rid of the radar. Nope, I just clicked on a Delta aircraft. Rubbish. That was my mistake. It's on the Air France. Let's move the radar. Let's make the radar nice and small. There's our active aircraft. Gives us all the information about this aircraft. You can see it is a bit laggy at this point in time, just a little bit. I'm not sure what this aircraft's actually doing. It's supposed to be landing, but clearly it's not. But you can see that the active aircraft tells us what it is, 73H, which is a 737-800. Registration of the aircraft, Echo India dash Echo Quebec Tango. Why are you not landing? Flight level, 5,700 feet. Is it doing a go around? Not sure what it's doing. 5,800 feet. Maybe it took off from somewhere. I doubt it'd be flying along there. 250 knots, heading 210, which it's not. That's not quite right. Flight number. Ah, there we go. It did take off from Stansted. There's another aircraft. It did take off from Stansted. Look at that. So why it's flying at this altitude right now, I do not know. I certainly do not know about that. Let's go find another aircraft. Let's get rid of that one. It does lag a little bit. It's a little bit laggy when you've got an aircraft selected. Let's go find an aircraft that's landing. So, okay, I don't know which aircraft's landing. Let's do that. Let's look for flight schedule. Let's find out which aircraft's landing. So this is our time. 10:06 local. Let's look for arrivals and departures now. The interesting thing is, I think departures is actually what we're after. That's actually the one we're after. I think it's the opposite way around. So let's look for this one. That one's in. Oh, we've got some lighting issues. Is that not it? British Airways. Oh no, they might have fixed that. I think initially the departures and arrivals seem to be mixed up. Let's go to arrivals. Let's look for one. I don't see how you're supposed to be coming back. Belfast City. Not quite sure how this works. Maybe I'm not sure which one works where. As you can see, I'm not quite sure as to how all of this works yet. All these aircraft, I assume, are active. 935, 940. Yeah, these are all active aircraft. 915. These ones are just flying around. I'm not sure. You can see there are a bunch of aircraft. Anyway, go to active only. There we go. Maybe this will help us. These are a bunch of aircraft flying around everywhere, wherever they are in the world. I don't know where this aircraft currently is, but it's somewhere. Now, brings us to another bug. Let's have a look at that. This aircraft is just sort of backed itself through a jumbo jet. Now, is this good? No. Is this a small bug that we can overlook? We can. What is up with the lighting? Let's ignore the lighting for now. So we have a flight schedule which shows us all the aircraft. Where are you going? Is there another aircraft backing out? It sounds like a very busy airport now. A very, very busy airport. That one's going to go straight to the terminal, that is. Is that a jumbo jet coming into land? I think it might be. I think that might be. This sort of thing is always nice to see. Look at that. Okay. So this is where this becomes more enjoyable. Other things that we have, like I said, flight schedule shows 57 flights active, 601 flights in total, 604 arrivals, 1,200 flights overall. So all those will come in and out of this airport. In addition to that, we have the flight schedule. Not the flight schedule, the flight path. As that aircraft just landed, that's going to make a lot of loud noises if it doesn't turn off. So you can see here we could select an aircraft, for example that aircraft that we had selected, and as it goes, and it's going to show all these aircraft, and it's showing us where the path is. See, there's Gatwick. Where's us? There's Heathrow. There we go. That actually sounds like a jumbo jet. That's ridiculous. I click on any one of the aircraft here, and it's going to show me the aircraft itself. Let's see if I can find that aircraft. There's one. So we're going to watch this one take off now. So we can just click on it and do whatever we need to, or we can jump back to that jumbo jet, which should be coming off on this taxiway. Now, here's a slight disadvantage as well. As you can see, it does follow the taxiway, but sometimes it's not as smooth as it goes around. So you'll notice at the end here it will judder a little bit as it goes around, or jerk as it goes around. Nothing to worry about. Remember, this is not here to give us the absolute perfect and accurate representation of an airport. It's here to give us the feeling of that airport. As a matter of fact, this is trying to do it quite well. Where are you going? This one's actually attempting it. That's actually a decent job it's just done. This might not go so well. Oh no. Once again, decent job. It's managing the airport. So, it's not here to give us the absolute 100% perfect rendition of every single airport. What it's here to do is give us this. Give us a living, breathing world where the aircraft are correct. What's supposed to be here is here. So you can see these aircraft are supposed to be here. If I went to John F. Kennedy Airport, we're going to see a lot of Delta aircraft, United, American, things like that. If we go to Birmingham, we're probably going to see something completely different. In fact, I'll tell you what, why don't we? Let's not press that. Let's go to Birmingham. Let's go to Birmingham whilst I talk about a little bit more on this. Let's go find ourselves some place to hide. Okay, apparently they just have this as apron. There we go. Let's go over there. Yep, starting a new flight. It's going to load in. Should take a couple of minutes. So let's read a little bit more about this. So we've seen this. We've heard about the sound. We've heard the sound. The AI respond to you. They're not going to get in your way as best as they can. They might occasionally, but they will respond to you. They're going to stay out of your way. Very easy to install. It's fully integrated with X-Plane. The TCAS thing, you have to use what's called the TCAS hack. And that is to try and run it as a multiplayer, add in, I think, 19 other aircraft, something like that. And then it starts working on TCAS. At the moment, TCAS is not perfectly built into this, which is annoying. What you can do is, if you want to add your own aircraft though, you can add in new or altered liveries, and you just have to configure it. Really, really simple. Freely available tools, nothing special on this. Same traffic database as Prepared and Flight Simulator X. I think it's BGL files. I think they're BGL files, which is great. You can see that we've got our radars. We can actually change through many views. We can look from the tower. What else can we do with this? I don't know. There's just a lot of things that can be done. But the most important thing is that it does not have an impact, or that much of an impact, on your performance of the game, or of the sim. Because if it did, that would be a problem. Now, the dynamic density checkbox that you saw, if you tick that one, what it will do is it will have the density, whatever you set it as, and then according to your processor, adjust the aircraft. So if it starts lagging, for example, using up too much processing power, it will reduce the amount of aircraft available, which is pretty cool. Anything else to talk about? I think there isn't much. There really isn't much. The idea about this, the whole idea behind it, is for it to be easy to use and just bring the world to life. I mean, we're going to see in a few seconds what it's like at Birmingham. Birmingham should be. Well, we're not going to see British Airways aircraft there, that's for sure. I think we'll see a bunch of Emirates aircraft. What else is generally at Birmingham? Virgin Atlantic, perhaps? I do not know. I think so. Ryanair. Do Ryanair fly into Birmingham? I think they might. Jet2, they fly into Birmingham, so we might see Jet2 aircraft. EasyJet, we'll certainly see those. A lot more propeller aircraft. There's a bunch of Dash 8 Q400s that fly into Birmingham. Come on. It says done with preloading, but I don't know. Okay. And yes, I am with a JustFlight aircraft as well, the Duchess. Should we have a look around? Ah, there we go. Lots of 2Es. Here we go. These are the aircraft now at Birmingham. So we've got 2E, Ryanair, EasyJet, Flybe, Jet2, Ryanair, more Flybes, KLM, another Ryanair, 2E, Ryanair. There we go. These are the aircraft currently at Birmingham, currently sitting at Birmingham Airport. Are there any aircraft coming in and out? I do not know. So it's a much quieter airport, as you can see. Much quieter. But we can find out if anything's going to be moving in and out of this airport. Let's have a look. So push show is aircraft flying wherever they want to fly. Nothing coming in unless they're landing opposite runway, which they might be. That might be turning in on final. I think it's too high though. This is way too high. But here we go. So you can see here we've got a bunch of aircraft. Much quieter airport. All the aircraft are currently switched off. See Birmingham International. So if we move to a different airport, we get different aircraft. Different types of aircraft. As I said, we're going to have a lot more prop jets here. So you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Flybe aircraft. A bunch of 2Es. So we've got 7 3s. We've got... What's this? 7, 8? No, 7, 6. 7, 6? 757. That's 757. So we've got 757s there. We've got... That's 737. Right there. We've got this one, the 787. That's a Dreamliner, right? So that's a Dreamliner. Right there. 737s. And... What's a U? Are you a 7.5? You might be a 7.5. Yeah, 757. So there you go. So we have different aircraft at different airports and a different schedule, which is really quite cool. If I went over to Manchester Airport, for example, we'll see different things. Go across to America, a whole bunch of different things. And we could pull up everything we want once again from here. Now another interesting thing that's pretty cool. If we go to our map, as you can see, let's zoom in here, all the aircraft are marked on the maps now as well, which is really quite cool. Oh, something just started up. Which one is it? Exciting time. One of the props have started up. Who is it? We must find out. It's this way. It's this way. I'm using pitch to find it. It's here somewhere. Is it you? It's you. It's this aircraft here. Now, unfortunately, as you can see, the propellers aren't spinning yet, but that aircraft has started up. In fact, I wonder if I was to put the effects on, would it show it? There we go. In fact, there it is. So, there's still a few bugs. Look, it doesn't show both the props properly, but that aircraft is getting ready to go about its merry way and get on with its business over the day. So that's going to go over to the runway and do whatever it needs to do, take off, and job done. Now there should be more aircraft here, I will admit. I mean, I don't know what time of day... What's happening with those trains? Don't know what time of day Birmingham's the most busy. But I've certainly seen much larger aircraft coming to Birmingham. So I'm a bit confused as to where they are. I did choose Birmingham, right? This does look like Birmingham. It's the right runway. Runway 3. Yeah, this is Birmingham. That's the road. That's the new control tower. Interesting. But as you can see, X-Plane, Traffic Global for X-Plane does all of these things. There are a few bugs. There are some things that aren't perfect. But it gives you probably the most realistic experience you're going to have, and adds so much more to this entire simulator. No longer is the world empty. We now have a world that has a lot of life in it. I'm going to tell them about the Q400s. We have a world with a lot of life in it. We have a world in which you can actually play and have to navigate other traffic and work with other traffic, and that is so important for a simulator. One of the biggest complaints I had about X-Plane was it's too empty. Everything was empty. Well, it's not empty anymore. This is really not empty anymore. Now all we need is a really good ATC, and I think X-Plane would be complete. So if you enjoyed this video and have learnt something about Traffic Global, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think. Any things I may have missed, I do apologise. Hopefully I haven't missed much, if not anything. But I do apologise if I have missed certain things. Do I recommend this product? I do. I certainly recommend this product if you like flying around and you feel that there is a bit of emptiness in your X-Plane install. It's not a huge product, 1.2 gigabytes, so certainly not large at all, but it does bring a lot to X-Plane, and I'm really glad that JustFlight went ahead and made this. You can also support me on Patreon, www.patreon.com/ECGadget. The support will be massively appreciated. Link is in the description box below, as well as a link to this product. Also, follow me on social media at ECGadgetLP for both Twitter and Instagram. That's all from me, and I'll see you guys next time in X-Plane 11. Now, next time in X-Plane 11, what I think I'm going to try is I am going to attempt to fly an aircraft, or fly aircraft, in and amongst all this traffic, because I think that's going to be pretty cool. I say in and amongst all this traffic. I don't know where all the traffic coming into Birmingham has gone. I really don't know where all the traffic going from Birmingham is. Not that. Oh wait, perhaps. No, that's full. $238 flights. Where are they? Oh well. Well, I guess that's that. Bit of an anticlimactic ending, but I shall end. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time, as I said, perhaps in a flight where I'm actually trying to navigate all this traffic, which I think is going to be very, very interesting. I'll see you guys then.